let me update our viewers. Current election commission trends show Kejriwal is trailing by 1,170 votes from the New Delhi seat. 1,170 votes is the trailing number. Bigger than the 200, 300 that we've been seeing all morning. This time it is 1170, 1,170 votes. GVL Narasimha Rao, please respond.
9 out of 30.
Yes. Navika, I think the announcement that you just made, the manner in which the founder of Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, is struggling in his own constituency, and the manner in which incumbent Chief Minister Atishi is trailing by nearly 4,000 votes in Kalkaji Assembly constituency, it clearly shows there is a complete refusal of Aam Aadmi Party, a complete rejection of Aam Aadmi Party by the Delhi electorate. They brought Kejriwal to power because they believed some of his promises. They believed his halo of morality. Today, I think he stands completely exposed. Aam Aadmi Party, people have rejected mainly because they are not seen to be an honest party that they promised to be. They are not seen to be an Aam Aadmi Party. They are a Khas Aadmi Party. The exposure of Shish Mahal, on several of your debates I participated, Navika, they were a shocker to the people of Delhi. The facts, I think a man who claimed that he wore Hawaii chappals and he doesn't need even a 2-bedroom house to live in, I think he was living in a Raj Mahal. And he spent nearly 80 crores of public money for it, for his comforts. I think this has completely shocked people of Delhi. The liquor scam. Arvind Kejriwal made allegations against every leader of our party, and he was forced to apologize to Arun Jaitley ji, to Nitin Gadkari ji, to Anand Kumar ji, and many other leaders. He could not even make any specific allegation against them, and had to, when taken to court, he had to apologize. But look at his own case. He was rejected bail by the Honorable Supreme Court, Honorable High Court on several occasions because the mountain of evidence against Kejriwal and his indulgence in corruption is so obvious. I think what Kejriwal has lost is not just Delhi election. He has lost his credibility. He has lost a complete public esteem. And there is no way, when you lose your credibility, when you lose your integrity, when people see you as a man who is only projecting something but the reality is completely different, I think this is the end of Aam Aadmi Party's story. There is no question or no possibility of revival because you have lost your core character.
I don't know. I'm not in the business of either writing off any political leaders or any political parties. That's an error we make because political leaders, if I may just say so, are like cats. They have 9 lives. They come back. They spring back from nothing into something every now and then, and we've seen that. History will bear me out on that one, and so does the manner in which they reinvent themselves. But Anand Ranganathan, Shish Mahal, been talked about, been tweeted. Do you really think it was the beginning of the crashing of the perception of the Kejriwal image?
It was not, as to quote Churchillian, it was not the end of the beginning, it was the beginning of the end. And I'll tell you why. First of all, as I said, I'm not being facetious here or I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Credits to you as a journalist. Because at that point of time, please remember, one of your colleagues was arrested, not in Delhi but in Punjab, deliberately, because of that expose. The fact of the matter is, had you exposed that Shish Mahal belonging to, let's say, some other politician, I don't want to take the name of somebody who's in for a game, people wouldn't have batted an eyelid. This is a self-inflicted wound of Kejriwal because he projected his image as holier than thou honest person. And when people see that when Delhiites are dying for want of oxygen cylinders, the same man is spending upwards of 50 crores in refurbishing a house that has dozen bedrooms, that has 1 crore curtains, 12 lakh toilets, whatever. That is when people saw that. Look, and now it's not just up. It's not just up. It is, those, if you remember, about more than, I think, 30 journalists were given positions in board of DU colleges that were governed by Delhi University and the state government. So what is happening to all those journalists is also, so lot of, for example, AAP funded 1200 crores of government budget to media. All those things are now going to go away in thin air.
You know,
lot of journalists were in the payroll.
1 minute.
This is a one-sided trial you're doing.
This is a bit. Well, Vivek Srivastava, there is no trial going on. There is no judge. Everybody has the right to speak. But may I? May I tonight? 1 minute. 1 minute, Vivek Srivastava. There is a time for a debate. There is a time when you must hear the truth. When I'm being told that Shish Mahal was a story like one has done in the last 35 years, several other stories. There have been stories against BJP leaders in the Vajpayee era, BJP leaders later on. I've done stories against Yashwant Sinha, Jaswant Singh, Pramod Mahajan. I have done stories against the Congress party, CWG, 2G. I don't know how many of these stories, because that's the job of a journalist. We do stories. Augusta Westland. Shish Mahal was a story that we did as a team. Times Now Navbharat, totally involved in that story. You know why that story brings back memories that I really have stored somewhere else? Because journalists are not supposed to get emotional about the stories that they do. This one turned out to be a little more emotional than any other story, simply because the story was done by the seniors on the channel. The youngest reporter had gone for a soundbite to Punjab to get a soundbite or a story done by the channel. She was nowhere involved in the decision making. She probably didn't even know what was the kind of story that was going to be put out on the channel. Yes, it was an inflection point in my career, in my life, to have a young reporter be arrested and to be responsible. And may I tell you today, I can share it with you today. She was engaged to be married. She had been arrested. We thought it was one of those things, ke le jayenge thane, chhod denge, that normally the thing just to scare us. When I realized that they were not going to leave her and she would have to spend a night in jail, and I got a call from her parents. I'm a parent. I have grown up children. I realized what a load I was carrying on my shoulder. I felt personally, totally responsible for Bhavna Kishore. I can't tell you, those 2 nights, one night in the police station and one night in the jail, in the Ludhiana jail, that was spent by Bhavna Kishore, were the longest nights of my life. I have never had so much trouble holding my emotions at any point. And we all go through ups and downs in our personal lives. But I have never felt so guilty for putting my reporter in harm's way just for a story that was being done. You know, somewhere there is justice. And I believe that there is justice. Nahi karna chahiye jo nahi karna chahiye. If we do wrong, we are wrong. If somebody else does wrong, a wrong is a wrong. It doesn't have any qualifications. Doing that to Bhavna was not required. It should have been dealt with the seniors of the channel, the editor of the channel. Bhavna was collateral damage. For me, it was the biggest test of my professional life. It was the biggest test of my personal life. It was the biggest test as a woman to a woman colleague. That because of me, I had to expose her to this. And her story, you know, we put it before the people at that time. Today, somewhere, I never see stories as a message of any reporter, but somewhere today I can look Bhavna in the eye today and say, Bhavna, भगवान के दरबार में कहीं ना कहीं गलत गलत होता है. मे बी पॉलिटिकल वर्ल्ड में गलत और सही की लाइन बहुत ही थिन है, लेकिन है. What is wrong is wrong. And I thought this should not have happened, and it clearly could have been avoided by the Aam Aadmi Party. On a personal note, this had hurt me. Hurt me not because of me. I've done billions of stories. I've faced a lot of stuff. But today, Bhavna Kishore, you know, I can only tell you, justice does happen. Sometimes in the court of the power up there, whatever you call it.